A year on since the establishment of a transitional arrangement between the two main protagonists, progress has inched frustratingly slowly according to the UN, and echoed by this human rights activist who briefed the Council.
In the 2 years since the agreement was signed, the parties have embarked on steps that to me and many of my fellow citizens appear to be only drops in the ocean. I am deeply concerned by the unacceptable slow pace of implementation and the lack of political will shown by the parties as my people continue to suffer on a daily basis. Our leaders must be held accountable for implementing key aspects of the peace agreement in the remainder of the transitional period. This is what our people around the country are calling for.
The United Nations points to some gains, a ceasefire and peace deal that has largely held, a transitional government that has just marked a one-year anniversary, national and provincial leadership squabbles have largely been put to bed, and civilians housed in UN protection sites have begun transitioning back to their homes or elsewhere. Gains that remain tenuous at best.
Overall, political violence has reduced by a power of 10 compared to the number of people who were dying or displaced from widespread conflict in 2016. A caveat is our concern about the upsurge in armed community militia, seemingly in open defiance of the state forces. The reality is, though, that the peace process remains extremely fragile. Many citizens are wary that the political will may falter. They fear the positive progress may collapse. It is for those people that we, the international community, must remain united and committed to pushing the peace process forward. We can't sit on the sidelines as spectators. Look back 4 years. That's what failure looks like, and it's in no one's interests to return there.
Word from the ground is that the economy has collapsed because of poor management of revenue and natural resources, while the challenges continue to stack up.
As in many other parts of the world, the COVID-19 pandemic has devastated South Sudan. Cases are on the rise daily, crushing an already weak healthcare system that cannot meet even basic demands for services. The pandemic comes amidst a myriad of other issues: floods in most parts of Upper Nile region, famine in Jonglei and Pibor, and continuous violation of the ceasefire by its parties, including in the cantonment sites, fighting with non-signatories to the agreement, communal violence causing loss of lives and property, sexual violence against women and girls, displacement and broader public health crisis.
The continuing absence of a financial system that works for the people of South Sudan. The wealth of this country, from oil and elsewhere, bypasses its people, siphoned off in secrecy with no public accountability of how it is spent. Increasingly, people are asking the obvious question: why should key decision makers benefiting from their current positions hold an election that could put their access to power and resources at risk?
The Council expected to renew the mandate of the UN peacekeeping mission to that country by March 15th, with calls for a larger posture towards supporting the peace process. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.